It had been an extremely bad night of inclement weather, as Mr. Argyle Northrop had parked his generally unwholesome-looking carriage, whose sitting was not to be recommended either, and gone into the local tavern at Weathersmoor's Vale. The clatter of dishes and tankards and of people arguing over some of the latest matters regarding a shoe that had been fished up in the harbour, a shoe which was suggestively Italian and of a particularly medium fitting, for it was said there was a kind of Italian ghost or several Italian ghosts off the shore of Weathersmoor's Vale, for only these Italian ghosts, corsairs of some kind, could ride the waves and would sometimes bother people on the beach if it was a particularly desolate and terrible night, as it seemed it may have been that particular evening. Argyle did not particularly favour the gossip of staid villages such as Weathersmoor's Vale, and had arrived on the matter of a couch that was for sale from one of the cottage owners on the north end of town. It was recommended to him by a friend as a surprisingly comfortable couch, and he had spent several weeks living within a spare stone room, and it had been suggested to him from the owner of this room that he could furnish it as he saw fit. The room had only narrow slats for windows, and at night the wind would all but scream. It was varnishing itself on the window slats of Argyle's empty stone abode, where he slept restlessly. With the couch in sight, he imagined his prospects in life greatly improving. For the times, having himself an empty stone room from which to hide from the wolves at night, and the terrible, very small but just large enough to haul perhaps a nice couch sort of carriage with a horse that was willing to pull it, Argyle saw himself as doing basically pretty well. "You've come looking for a bargain, pray tell it's not one with the sea," said an old wizened mariner who had come forth from the shadows of the tavern into the light of the lamp that swayed over the bar, casting its yellowish malty glow upon things, and this mariner's face, which was generally pretty crusty. He was a sea dog, to be sure, and his grimace was as natural to his face as any of another man's features, like eyebrows or a nose. "No," said Argyle, "I'm not here to do that." He bade the man a good evening and made good with the tavern keeper for a room for the night. He rested pretty much comfortably, and in the light of day made his bargain with the cottage owner on the north side of town. He rode away from Weathersmoor's Vale with a new couch and was pretty happy about it, and bought his horse some chestnuts to make up for having to carry more crap on the way back to his very nice stone room, where he could wait out the dangers of nightfall on a new couch, which, at the first, he had found very agreeable, and within its cushions imagined a new and improving life, and he would perhaps read a political magazine from time to time, or a pamphlet on the equatorial sciences,